Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel here on Global Conquerors, our weekly podcast, Conquest. This is episode 37, coming on July 31st, 2024, one day before the new month. It's your host, SMGFrenzy, joined with...
Assassin or Angel, as you guys know me. Is this? Are you sure it's episode 37?
Yeah.
Because you have things notes
No,
for
because if you
episode
read the
30.
notes underneath, it's a new format. It says episode 38 for next week.
Says mine says 30 37.
No,
Oh, what do
scroll
I see
down.
it? I see it. I
Yeah.
see it. I wasn't fully scrolled down. That's on me. A little loud of it, but yeah. Back for your Hickey said weekly podcast. You know, Dumber and Dumber, or mainly Dumb Me. But yeah, lots to talk about. Lots of general, a lot of esports, and our experience with HCS Atlanta too. So
Mm.
um, it's a lot of it should be quick. A lot of quick things to talk about, and nothing really too depth to go about. Mainly more in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get started, man. Let's start to kick it off.
Yeah, we'll start off
Anyways,
for esports and gaming category. We'll talk about a big mix-up that came out just a few days ago. So, the creators of Gary's Mod got a DMCA notice, and the notice looked like it came from the creator of the Skibbity Toilet YouTube channel. However, after digging into it deeper, and also after a response from the Skibbity Toilet owner, he was like he did not send a DMCA notice to Gary's Mod. That would be ridiculous and probably be the downfall of his career. But you have other people pretending to be him, trying to get him in the limelight for bad reasons. And because of that, obviously, he almost got framed for something that he didn't do, which is why he responded, I think, within hours of the news breaking. So now it's all subsided. I'm sure the DNC will probably be thrown out because it's not actually from him, and his lawyers and lawyers from both sides will end up settling it in a way that's satisfactory to both parties. But it's kind of wild because like when this first broke, actually I framed the story differently because we had no news. It was just all the news sites were saying Skibbity Toilet owner DMCA's Gary's Mod, and that was wild. Just for him to come out 2 hours later and be like, no, 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 I didn't do that. Someone else did that. I would never do that. So this could have been a whole different story, but good save at the end.
yeah, it was a good save. I've heard about them. I think they. I mean, what are they? Isn't it just the only thing that comes to mind is like heads coming out of toilets? Does that make sense or no?
Yeah, but like that's like early on. Now it's like a whole cinematic universe that has the story. And they're making a movie directed by Michael Bay.
Not surprised. Well, more surprised that it's getting turned into a movie, but um, yeah, I didn't know much about it.
Mhm.
It just seemed out of the blue. I don't. I was like, I mean, if this was the case, it would have been done a long time ago. So it didn't. It just popped out of the blue.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that there's some clarification or like some clear up on the situation. So it's good that they settled it, and yeah, it didn't. I mean, it sucks to see a curator like that get framed and made look bad, even though it wasn't on their behalf or their doing.
Yep.
I mean, it's good that they said it was, they figured something out between the two. But yeah, I mean, it got settled. There's not really much more to go into depth.
Hmm.
Sorry, my chair was going down.
You're good.
But yeah, there was not much to go into depth. Everything got settled within like the hour, 2 hour, couple hour spans. I'm gonna just say, bro. I mean, but it is crazy. I mean, it just happened out of the blue, and people were really confused about the buy it. But I mean, obviously, we figured out it was other people trying to make someone look bad for their for what they've done and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
good.
It also is just a quick reminder that it's kind of scary how easy it is to DMCA somebody when you're actually not the person. Because on YouTube, it happens quite a bit where people will like go around and like send copyright or cease and desist letters on behalf of a person while not having permission or even actually being that person. So just because you get a DMCA, just verify that it's actually from the correct source. And if it's not, dispute it. Absolutely dispute it. But that luckily that was a pretty happy ending for that story. While our next story, not so much. As of today's July 31st, and today, actually, Bungie ended up laying off over 200 individuals at their company, which was, if this happened a few months ago, it would have been a shock, but also like not surprising because it was happening to Riot Games, Microsoft, and others in the tech field. But this is a couple months down the road, and this happened really suddenly. And Bungie is not in the greatest spot anymore. And with them, doing this move, especially while their CEO's living a lavish lifestyle, they've caught a lot of backlash, not just this year, but like even in the past years, with just how employees are being treated, how their games are performing, the supports for their communities. It's not the Bungie that we knew in like 2005. 2024 Bungie and early 2000s Bungie are two different companies that operate in two different formats, and it's very clear with the way that they treat their company and their culture. So I'm very sorry for these individuals that just were laid off suddenly. Hopefully they have enough time from Bungie that has like paid severance while they're able to go find, or hopefully find for another job, hopefully in the gaming sphere in a better company, be it under Microsoft, Activision, who knows where. But yeah, just unfortunate things still happening in the gaming world, even midway through the year.
I mean, there's nothing really much. I mean, you pretty much clarified. I mean, it comes to a little bit of a well, it would have not came to a shock when they were doing it like you said with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's like in the middle of like of the year, um, yeah, Bungie has really gone downhill for a bit. I mean, obviously they still have what's the main game they have? Destiny, right?
Destiny's a big one, yeah.
Um, but other than that, that's really their main game, main thing that they really rely themselves on now. Back then it was Halo until um they got transitioned. We are where we are now, but
Yep.
it sucks. Hopefully these employees find new homes, new opportunities in their where I guess new opportunities where they were doing what they were doing before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
sucks. But I mean, people got to make cuts because of I guess they don't want to spend a lot of money.
Yep.
I don't know, but yeah, you pretty much cleared it up the most.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I do hope these Bungie employees are able to find new work very quickly. Next, on another big esports shakeup, the head of League of Legends esports has stepped down after 12 years. She was the head when the sport was founded up until now. So it was a very another like somewhat surprising departure, especially for the most successful esports league on the planet since it was established. So, seeing her depart, I wonder if this means we'll get even more shakeups in the following year. We already know that each region next year will be adopting same schedule, same format, triple split, triple international events. I wonder if that was fully her work now, or if that was part of whatever new transitionary team that will be coming into. I'm sure that she had some input on it. But I wonder what this will mean for the future of League of Legends esports going forward for the next 12 years.
Uh, yeah, I mean we've seen the esports. Sorry, I had to. I mean, since we left, I had to take out. My whole setup is chalk. I didn't. I tried to fix it, but I've been really busy. But um, yeah, I mean, obviously we've seen League evolve into what it is now. So we'll see with the new, I guess, the new chapter of it and the way they're gonna head. Um, Maybe the whole new moves are I guess, or the new changes that they're making to the league was, I guess, the new people or the people are gonna be running it. I mean, obviously, she must have had some input because she was still active at the time,
Yep.
or they were, yeah, so they were active at the time. So I don't know where this new, I guess, new era of league is gonna go.
Yeah.
But if it's the way that the new stuff is set up, maybe it's. I mean, I don't know if you like the new changes that they're making to the league. I mean, what do you think? Well, I mean, this is away from what we're talking the topic,
I
but
mean, it's hard for me to say because the only region that's been doing it technically right now is the LEC. And dude, the LEC's format is weird because each split has a winner, but then the spring split and summer like LEC had the spring, not the spring, the summer split final 2 days ago before we were recording this. But now they're gonna have summer split playoffs in the next month. So there's gonna be two trophy winners for summer. G2 just won the summer split shield trophy, but now they're gonna play for the summer split playoff trophy. And it's been like you have two events that feel almost the same significance, but one's in an arena and one's in the same studio. They're both trophies that are cool, but like which one has more value? The trophy like, hey, I'm the number one team for a summer split, or I'm the number one team that's gonna represent my region going into worlds. Which means more? It's probably gonna be the same teams in the same positions regardless, because the different time differences between the two are very minimal. But it's like you have a lot of these tournaments happening back to back, and it kind of I feel like it waters down the importance of winning. So if they're gonna do these triple splits, each split should not have like a playoff winner and then like a tournament winner. It should just be a tournament winner. So if they're
Tournament
doing
winner?
this, huh?
You said a tournament winner only?
Like just like don't have like a don't do a winter split playoff, a winter split finals, a winter split playoff or a spring split playoff, spring split final, and a summer split playoff, a summer split final. Because that's 6 final events, 6 different trophies, but 3 of them matter and 3 of them don't.
So what is it? The Mickey Mouse tournament?
It's weird. So they can make it work, just don't do it exactly the same way that Europe's doing it right now. Is what I'll say. Korea used to have 3 splits, and they did it amazingly until they turned into the LCK, and the LCK just dropped down to 2 splits, like what we're used to in most league regions. So
I mean, it's good and bad, But
yeah.
I see what I mean. They probably just want more games, but I don't know.
I mean, it's also more money for Riot long term because now they have to worry about doing a big finals event now 3 times a year for each region and having not 2 but now 3 international events. So I don't know. It seems they're making the esports scene bigger. It's just will they commit on having in person finals for every event that doesn't lead to like an MSI or Worlds? I don't know, but we will see. It's still too early. But yeah, we'll see who ends up becoming the new head of LOL Esports.
Do you have like a rough idea on who or no?
Not a single clue. I could not tell you.
So just a shot in the dark, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure Riot has somebody in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume they had probably. I mean, they probably let them know in advance, and they probably just started looking
Yeah.
on who. I mean, we'll see where this heads to.
Yeah.
It is a big, big, big drastic changes into that. So we'll see with the upcoming months
Hmm.
and who exactly will be the new. So it just at this point we just gotta wait and see and what new things are gonna come out of it. And
Yeah.
too many tournaments, in my opinion.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it
I
works out. If
mean,
it
I
doesn't
mean
work, they'll
more.
just drop it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they could just drop it, but there had to be a reason why they put it more. But I mean, isn't more tournaments for the players to win?
Not even
Maybe
that. It's
help.
it's the community. The community's been asking for a third international event because we used to have 3. You had mid MSI and you had Worlds, but then at the time League wasn't fully franchised, so you had IEM Katowice. So that would be where Spring is actually. Katowice still happens now, but it's just for CS:GO and StarCraft. But it used to be CS, StarCraft, and League. And the only winners of that tournament, ironically, are T1. They've won both IEM Katowices. But yeah, League essentially had an unofficial spring event where each region took off, like how each region took off now for the Esports World Cup. Each region took off for IEM Katowice to play. So we're basically going back to that, but now officially run by Riot. So it can happen, and now it will happen.
Do you like it or not?
I think it'll be cool. It really depends on how the format is for the new event, because they haven't said jack about it yet. Especially since it's one team from each region.
So it's just hold on. Stupid chair, bro. Oh,
And there's a chance because of how NA's formatted. Remember, since NA and the CBLOL and CBLLA are combining, and if NA just has a pooper year and one team for each region, there's a chance that there might not even be NA representative at that event.
No, NA,
Yeah,
which means it's gonna force them to get better.
I guess so. Yeah, or you just poach all Latin America players like we do to every other region. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Can we just try to build players from?
No, that is not in our blood, unfortunately. Just like how we are in the MLS, we import players from South America and Asia.
Yeah, when they're like 35 or out of their fucking
True.
prime.
Yeah. But that's what we do best. That's why we're the retirement league. League of Legends Esports has the same connotation as the MLS does in soccer, legitimately. NALCS has been called the retirement league for a long time because we get a lot of pros from Europe and Korea who are past their prime that come here for the big paychecks. And what does MLS do? The exact same thing.
Not really. I mean, they've only signed one big player.
No, 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 no. The big Frenchman who's coming?
Nah, that's not confirmed, is it?
It's pretty much just confirmed as it can be.
Why do they all go to LA, bro? What's wrong with what's wrong with playing with in Georgia? Anyways,
We should have money, but we don't. And there's the other Zlatan who also played in LAFC. Like, bro, we just buy players who are popular but are like past their prime. That's just how we work. But
yeah, I guess.
anyways, on the esports side, yeah, we'll see who League gets for their new head of global esports. But for our final esports topic, and this one actually we can talk about a decent amount because we were there. Last weekend was HCS Atlanta FaZe Major, hosted by FaZe Clan. They did not win. Spoiler alert, but I'm sure you've already known that by now. The winner was Space Station Gaming because they are the new splice of Halo Infinite, which is kind of insane to see. But fun event overall. If you know anything about Halo esports, day one, always a mess because, my god, HCS production sometimes chokes on the first days. First game didn't start till 2 hours later. Almost every game that wasn't on day 3 had like at least 1 to 2 crashes where they either had to restart the match or restart from a section in the game. And switching out PCs over and over and over and over again. You know, just the normal Halo esports experience, you know?
Yeah. Pretty delayed. We showed up early that day.
Yeah, day one we came like before the first game started.
Okay, so yeah, we showed up. We were a little bit late. Not even. I mean, but the game wasn't had yet to start. Bless you.
Thank you.
Sneeze again. We're gonna have some problems. I'm just joking. Yeah. So pretty much. I don't know why it's an ACS thing, but it seems like they have PC issues or issues. Every time.
Mhm.
So most of the teams that were supposed to play on main stage on Friday ended up playing off. I guess
No,
to
no,
the
no.
side stations.
Every team that that was supposed to play main stage played main stage but one. Optic. They played only one of their 2 main stage matches.
Yeah, they were supposed to play the last game or the second game of the night before second to last game after phase. Yeah, but because of delays, I think they told them, "Hey, yo, you gotta play it off main stage and stuff like that." So, luckily, because of that, they ended up finishing on time because of it.
Yeah.
So it was good. I mean, yeah, that was pretty much. FaZe played the last game of the night, right?
Yeah, they had the very last match.
Is this where I was tweaking, like, to be frosty?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It was that night? Yeah.
So the very last day, this is a recap also of what we talked about in our blog, which you should totally check out on our channel. But to recap day 1, we at the end of the day, FaZe, instead of going backstage, ended up walking through the middle aisle to where we were picking up free Halo cards. Shout out to the Halo cards group. It's like RR_Halo cards. Great dudes. FaZe walked up and we turned around and like, there's Frosty, there's Snakebite. And it's like, okay. And they're just talking to people, signing stuff. We picked up some Halo cards. Angel's like, bro. And I'm trying to encourage him to go interact with Frosty. And he's like, I don't know. And then after a while, I
Dude,
tell him what I did at DreamHack Atlanta. And it's like, okay. He goes up. He gets a small combo with Frosty. And he signs your card after I find like a gold or silver Sharpie.
yeah. Hopefully, I think you'll be able to see it. Oh, wrong one. Hold up, my fault. Right there.
Yeah, you can see it a little bit.
So I was tweaking, bro. I mean, it was like the first pro I met in person,
Yeah.
like that I talked to. I mean, being next to them and like I think APG was like the first pro I was next to, and we were in the pit with them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was nervous as hell, like always. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I gotta think. I mean, I don't know why, but my mindset was like, dude, these people are like. I mean, they're pretty damn good at video games. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I mean, these are like celebrities, but you kind of find out. I mean, esports players are more normal people than fucking celebrities. My bad for cursing, but yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, we had a small conversation. I mean, he asked me if this is my first event. I was like, technically yes, but if you consider DreamHack, I saw him. I mean, I saw him there, but it was like. Oh, this and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like my first actual event. Yeah, and I told him, yeah, it was my first event. You know, I'm enjoying it. So appreciate you for signing my card and having this quick conversation with me. Pretty dope. So thank you. And cool dude, really cool dude in person.
Nice.
And I mean, he's a cool dude in general. You watch the stream, he's pretty nice and all that. But when he's in game, bro, that's a beast.
No, yeah,
Don't
exactly.
mess with him.
And with how open ecosystem Halo is, it's really, really easy to run into the pros. They'll just be in the audience. They'll be walking around. On day 2, when we were actually competing, and they let us walk backstage to the pro player entrance. And as we were going in, guess who's coming out? Frosty and the boys for FaZe again. But this time we didn't say much because they were locked in. I think they just came off from a match and were just taking a break real quick. So you could tell on their face they were just locked in completely.
Yeah, I didn't want to bother. I mean, I was gonna, but yeah, they were locked in. I mean, you could tell when someone's locked in. I mean, you could tell. People in general, like they just are like straight face. They're not saying anything. They don't like they don't acknowledge stuff around them. They're just focused on going.
Yeah.
So they were going. I think they were on their way to play Pure, and because of it, if you don't know. Well, we'll go to day 2 because of it. We showed up a little later because we didn't have to be there
till 2.
We showed up like at 11.
Yeah,
I think we showed up at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got there 11.
Almost
20?
11:20, 11:30 roughly. But we didn't really miss too much.
The first game had just started because of PC issues, so like we know. Yeah. But I think it was the only PC issue. I think they had all did they?
No, day 1 had PC issues as well. But day 2 was the last day that had like severe PC issues.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so we got there. I think Space Station was playing the first game, or was it Quadrant? Oh, it was Quadrant versus Native.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because we were talking about it on the train.
Because they played 3 games in a row. I remember that.
Native got shafted in the schedule by being main stage the entire day, playing 3 games in a row on main stage, losing 2 of them, and you could tell the players were tilted, and then taking out their revenge on the team on the third and last game they had to qualify for the losers bracket.
Anyway, so yeah, we were chilling, watched the first game, as we waited for our signups and stuff like that. So, shout out to the Atlanta Dream Arena. I think that's what, right?
The Gateway Center Arena.
The Gateway Center Arena, or where the Atlanta Dream play.
Yeah.
Shout out to the chicken tenders and fries, bro. Fire. That's all we ate. That's all I ate.
It was
everything else was hella expensive, but that was like
the
the
best
cheapest and
fries at any place, some of the best chicken tenders, decent burger, worst popcorn of any place I've ever been to. And then
Anyway,
best drink variety, where every single person there only drank the Powerade and nothing else. That the machines
not
kept
it.
running out of Powerade and they had to keep refilling them.
Well, yeah, but that's why I started making my drink, and then you asked for it, and then
We
rest was
still
history.
required Powerade.
No, well, that's the second version, but
Yeah,
the original was Sprite and lemonade.
yeah.
If y'all don't know, y'all don't know. Anyways, um, yeah, that was day two. Oh wait, we haven't even talked about day two. In day while we waited to sign up, but we'll just skip forward. We were in the line for maybe 20, 30
Yeah, a
minutes.
little
No,
bit.
not even 20 minutes. Yeah, so we were just getting there, and we were going down. I mean, we checked in as Global Conquerors or Global Conquerors, right?
Yeah, it was our normal name, Global
Uh,
Conquerors.
uh, so yeah, we went down. We had to wait a good hour, I
It
think,
was
before we played our first
almost.
match.
I was looking. It was like about an hour and a half because the issue was that the Halo Infinite free for alls were still running when they were supposed to be done by then. The Halo 3 2v2s had their signups just 15 minutes before the Halo Infinite ones, so their games were also going on as well. So most of the stations were taken up. And by the time that the Halo Infinite 2v2 started, you had three different sub tournaments happening in the same spot. So it was just a little bit tough to get space as people were shuffling in and out. And some people were competing both in the free for alls and the Halo Infinite 2v2s. So
Yeah,
as
we
a
saw
result,
someone disqualify themselves. Yeah, they could have the win. I'm about to go play the free for all.
I get it because like the free for all has more money, but also it's much harder to win because it's a free for all.
Yeah. Yeah, so we waited a good amount. We got our first match, and we were kind of more tweaking because they were only giving people 5 minutes to set up everything and warm up.
Yeah.
Um, good thing our match, the people we were playing were late, so we were able to set up our settings pretty quick, and then we were given an additional 5 minutes to warm up.
Yeah.
So we warmed up, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm about to get smoked," because it was my first time playing console in almost a year,
Yeah.
year and a half now. Um, so I was a little worried. Took a second to adjust to, but uh, knowing me, I don't know why, but I'm a online or not an online, a LAN one series merchant, and I turned up. So I'm only good for the first series of LAN, and yeah,
No, yeah,
yeah.
basically the 2v2s were a best of threes. And first game we won 2-0. Angel popped off the very first game. Second game we played like we usually do, pretty basically like even score. So we won that
All
one.
right,
We eliminated those
okay.
guys.
Before we go more into depth with that, might sound crazy and faded, but it might be the reason why we lost. But I feel like it was a good, I guess, stepping stone to what we're gonna do later.
Uh-huh.
So literally that whole tournament, while we were in the 1 hour and a half waiting pool, waiting to play our match, we were going around watching people play, and we didn't see anything crazy. But I realized most of the people that played the way we did. So I literally told Mark, this might sound crazy, and you could what vouch for me or what's it? What's the word?
Vouch.
Vouch. There you go. Jesus, I can't. Jesus.
You're good.
Yeah. Um, I told him we gotta play the game differently today, and we didn't practice it. So we took that first series, and um, and we took it as a practice, and it ended up being a lot better than I anticipated because it looked like, I mean, I think it benefited me more, but I think it was because of the map. Because obviously we did the same thing the second map,
Mm.
and we played pretty even together. So yeah, straight. We were in the lead most of the 2 games.
Yeah, I don't think
But we
we
kind
ever
of
lost the lead. It just got a little close in the
in
first
the
game.
first game, and it's because we started playing separately, and I started taking some ego tests. Which, in my defense, I almost smoked shit on that dude. You could say I was gonna get the 2 piece, and I was gonna stand up and scream. You saw how close he was.
I know.
He was one shot, and I was ready to stand up and say, "Holy!" But it didn't happen then. But we ended up. I think we won 25-20.
Yeah, for the first game.
Um, and then we played the second match. And if you don't know, we have a tendency of playing pros slash AMs that are close to pro or were pro at one point all the time.
And
And
lo and behold, in a tournament where
we're
it's
not gonna talk about it.
single elimination, by the way, unlike DreamHack Atlanta where we played pros as well. We played
We're not,
pros. We
we don't want to talk about it.
things happened. We lost, but it was fun. But it's funny because like DreamHack Atlanta, like Angel said, our very first game we dominated the first dudes. Then second game we played pros. We got dropped down to the lower bracket because that one had a lower bracket. First game in the lower bracket we dominated the first dudes. Second game, guess what? We played played the pros. So it's just we can
It's a
always win
trend.
our first game easy. Like we just smoke people our first game. Then the second game, it's like God's coming down and it's like that's all the fun you get. No more.
It's all right. I kind of take blame for that loss. I will take blame due to changing up our playstyle last minute. But I think we kind of realized that that way I described the playstyle
Yep.
works a lot better, and it feels like we could close out games a lot cleaner and stuff like that. So when you watch us play ranked again, it's gonna be it might be one or two ways. Either I'm getting smoked or stuff like that. So, but just know that we figured a different way to play the game,
Yep.
and I think it's a lot more cleaner and beneficial for both of us. Makes everything more structured now versus chaotic. I feel like we were just playing separately from each other,
Mhm.
and we talked about it. But yeah, we talked about it then and there, and I feel we could build off what we have from that.
Yep.
And go from there. So
Yep. We had a good experience that has a lot for us to learn from, and we can adapt pretty easily. The big thing is that the bandit did change in Halo Infinite. We thought that it wasn't gonna make the biggest difference, but lo and behold, actually, it's made a pretty damn big difference in the game. So
I have yet
teams
to
are
play
playing
it
slower now and more skittish because it's actually harder to kill with the bandit now.
because of how long it takes to shoot.
Yeah, the reduction is actually on the screen that they showed in the arena. We couldn't notice that much, but when you're playing with it, you can tell, and it's like a big difference. So playstyles will now be shifting a decent amount because of how the bandits are slower, but also has increased magnetism. So it's more accurate, but it's slower. So the less accurate you are with like your scope, if you're hitting on the very edges of the scope, you will miss those shots like almost 100% of the time. So you gotta be careful of it.
Uh, I still think the band is gonna go after the season. In my opinion, I still think it will.
Mm.
I think we'll go back to BRs. I don't think pros are gonna like this new change. I mean, it makes the game way more slower. It might benefit teams, but
Okay.
it does make the game really, really slow, and it's kind of. I don't think pros are gonna like that.
No, yeah.
It slowed the game really, really, and the game's already slow from how it was, or before the patch or the update.
Yeah.
So the game got pretty slow, and I think this is going to make it a little more slower,
Yeah.
which makes power ups and abusing the sandbox way more valuable than the actual gun now.
That's true. That's true.
Um, so we'll see a lot more kills with different weapons on the map now. Power ups, like I said, are going to be very important now, and different weapons on the sandbox. And now what's the gun called? The one that chucks.
The disruptor.
Yes, it got buffed and
Not even, but it just got reverted to what it used to be. The damage over time because they removed it in the patch before this because people were like, "It's too strong," and people were like, "Now the disruptor's lame," so they put it back to where it was before.
so that thing's gonna be good to use. They made a lot of changes to the mechanics with the game, especially with the grenade thing. You
Grenade
could
jumping
now
is back.
grenade jumping. It could be a good or a bad thing. What else was changed? The what's that gun called that shoots fire? But I don't know the name of
The
it.
Ravager now is
The
basically a
rat,
shotgun, which is amazing. Because it used to be so damn useless. It did no damage, despite like covering a wide area. Now, point blank, you can kill somebody with it in 2 shots. Like, the other shotgun called the Bulldog. Cough, cough.
which is fully auto, which people didn't know about that until like a year and a half later.
Yep.
Well, most people, but
Yep.
anyways, yeah, ACS was fun. Oh wait, or day three? We gotta
Yeah,
talk about the
I'll cover day three really quickly. But day three was basically elim finals, and it was winners finals, eliminations, semis finals, and then
semis,
of course
final
championship.
elimination.
So you had the 4 teams that were left for FaZe Clan, Optic Gaming.
No,
No wait, oh
not
FaZe was
phase.
deleted. Yeah, FaZe already was deleted. Space
Deleted.
Station, FaZe got deleted basically at their own major. But you had not FaZe. You had Optic, you had Pure, you had Shopify, you had Space Station. Shopify and Pure, those are going to be teams that are going to be dangerous for the rest of the season because they are teams that can improve. They have really good young players that have a lot of growth room, especially for the Salt Lake City major and for Worlds. And then you have Space Station, which is the undisputed king of Halo Infinite for this season, and you have Optic, which is the undisputed second place silver medal people who got second at every damn event since World last year, and including at this event. So Space Station had the thing is that with Space Station winning, they have grown actually a massive fan base is able to rival Optic and Halo, which is very impressive. Because Splice wasn't able to do that, and that's because their personalities were very reserved at the time. They weren't the most sociable people. They didn't really stream as much either.
People like Bound.
Yeah,
That's all I must say is people like Bound and Stellar.
yeah.
I mean, Legend too. I mean, they liked everybody on, and they're likable and they're freaking beast of the game. So
There's that, and
that's the difference.
Space Station's social media, Space Station's like their personal presence with like their merch table and stuff. They cater to everybody. They had meme shirts. You could touch grass. You could wear grass. You had hoodies. You had collabs with old teams like Instinct and Straight Ribbon. They had a little table where you could play like an old arcade game. If you had the top score, you could win like a free reward and stuff. They had their own Xbox where you could play Halo there just for fun. Like Space Station is one of those orgs that really popped up in the last 6 years and has exploded in the esports scene and has like it'll be a legacy status esports org going forward. They have a fan base and they know how to cultivate that fan base. And they have good merch, which is important. Says the one wearing Sentinels merch. I'm the only one who bought Space Station merch there, by the way.
Yeah, you better have. But this is clean though. You cannot tell me this does not look clean. It's a freaking. It's their logo into an energy sword. Tell me that does not look.
And it has the design on the back too. So.
Oh, where it's in Atlanta, I think.
Yeah, it's downtown, like all sci-fi and stuff. It's all the teams that were there had good merch. Native had good merch. Space Station, Sentinels,
Oh,
FaZe.
did I really? I really wanted a native hoodie, bro, but I didn't want to buy a hoodie, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but FaZe had good merch. Mukhtar has the jersey, the major jersey. Or wait, that's weird.
Yeah, it was a FaZe Atlanta.
The FaZe Atlanta major jersey. So yeah.
If you didn't know, has the exact same camo pattern as their current HCS skin in game does.
We all knew that. There's no way people didn't know that.
No, some people on Reddit did not know that, which was kind of
No, I did know that.
No, I'm not saying you. Some people online didn't know that.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
you knew that, right?
Yeah,
but
I'm telling it to the audience in case they didn't know. But it has the same thing if you don't play Halo. But Championship Sunday was fun because all the games were close, except for the finals.
No, they were close.
The finals were close up until the very last game, where you could tell Optic was tilted, unfortunately. And of course, Space Station won again. #1 team in Halo right now. Optic, #2 team in Halo right now. #3 is a toss-up. It could be Shopify. It could be Pure, especially with how they performed. But it's probably Shopify at the moment.
It's crazy to think that we didn't see FaZe on Sunday of their own in general. It doesn't have to be their major, but in general.
Yeah.
A team like that is a team you expect to see on Sunday every event.
Yeah. I mean, I have a question for you, basically. For you, what were the two most disappointing teams for you? Because for me, it's FaZe and Sentinels. Those are teams that have some of the strongest and most legacy players in the scene, and they both were gone before Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, I'll say the same thing.
Same.
Um, Quadrant up there too. I think Quadrant didn't play as good. They usually are known as a top 5 team. They didn't even. They didn't. I don't know what they placed at this tournament.
They're top 6, so just right outside. Native's
Usually
another
they have
one.
who?
Native, they're another one that underperformed.
I mean,
Badly.
yeah. I mean, they came out of the poll. I mean, the open. But still, though, those all those guys were on the main stage at one point. So, uh, I think mainly FaZe and Sentinels are the main ones, especially because of the caliber of players they have on their roster.
Yeah.
Mainly FaZe, in my opinion. Yeah. Who else? There's another team that I'm missing.
I know for the open bracket, a lot of people were very shocked that Mind Freak didn't make it out of the opens, falling to Native, ironically. And then Bittersweet, another team that was like unsponsored. Technically, actually, I think Pure is actually the only one that's technically not an org. Bittersweet is a team, but they were another surprise to even actually make it into the open, and they did pretty well. Most of the open teams performed actually pretty well against the established pro teams.
Yeah. And now that I think about it,
Cloud9, that's the other one. Cloud9's been on such a disappointing trend for the past 2 years,
because they sold the roster,
and now they
and guess
just
where they are now?
are meh.
Well, yeah, but guess where the C9 roster is now?
What? Say it.
Space Station.
I know.
Why didn't you just say it? I was throwing it. I was throwing you the lob.
Aw.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the
Anyways,
legacy year one C9 roster is basically the current Space Station roster, which is insane to see. But I mean, I get why C9 gave it up because they weren't really that invested into Halo. They wanted the cheapest team possible that would at least make some money, which is, guess what? Exactly what they have. Because they always at least get top 8 minimum, which still gets prize pool. So C9 is chilling. But the event was fun. The biggest disappointments, besides like obviously like day 1 and 2 like technical issues, was that certain big teams didn't have merch, or HCS didn't have merch. Optic had no merch. The HCS themselves didn't have merch. C9 didn't have merch. I feel like every partner team at majors should have at least a booth to have at least some merch. Because why are teams like Native, which had no guarantee to even make it into actual bracket, have a merch table, but not Optic Gaming, which made it to the finals?
okay.
Same with Shopify. Like, those are teams that should have merch tables.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, that probably wraps it up for HCS Atlanta. It was a very fun event. But to transition now to our general news, first we'll do a quick recap and roundup of the Olympics. The Olympics have started since last Thursday, so it's been about actually, no, they started last Wednesday, so it's actually exactly a week since they've begun. The current medal total for first in gold medals is China with 9, France in 8, Japan with 8, Australia with 7, Great Britain, South Korea with 6, and the USA with 5. But the most amount of medals right now goes to the United States in first, France
26?
in 30 now, actually, because we won a few today.
Okay.
So, US with 30 in first place, France with 26 in second place, and China with 19 in third place. So, usually with the Olympics, how it goes is that the United States and China have the most medals because we can compete in the most competitions with the most athletes, because we have some of the biggest populations, that have the biggest infrastructure, that have almost every single environment to actually compete in. So we have a big advantage. And then always in third or fourth is the host nation, because they also tend to go very hard that year, and they're developing their sports and actually doing things. And France is also, just in general, always pretty high up as well, because France isn't just where you think of in Europe, but they have French Polynesia, French Guiana, and whatnot, which is different biomes, different things, and also is hosting some of the Olympic events. So the top 3 is not really that surprising, but it has been a very fun Olympics to watch, at least in my opinion. opening ceremony's been fun. Some of the games have been fun. U.S. men's team in the soccer has been doing actually really well and is actually in quarters. So we're getting somewhere.
Wait, wasn't there some critique about this open ceremony being on the boat river instead of an actual arena or stadium?
Yeah, some people
To
were
the point where they
mad.
took down the video?
No, they take down the videos always because the Olympics only allows themselves to upload stuff. So anyone that's not the Olympics can't upload it. But people, when I say people, online people, Twitter users were mad because, oh, this thing is offending my religion when it wasn't even making fun of your religion. Or they were mad because, oh, this is not what the Olympics is every year. It's always in a stadium and everybody walks around in a circle with their flag. You gotta spice it up sometimes. And France did spice it up. Teams were able to come with their own boats, decorated, showcase their pride. And even some of the smaller countries had really nice boats that were very lavish and showcased their culture. America had a massive freaking boat with LeBron at the front looking like the king of America. Like,
Dude, that thing was sick. I don't care what nobody says. LeBron's the face of USA sports.
LeBron had two good photos this week. One in one of the basketball matches they played where he's just in the air, midair. That
Well,
one
yeah,
was hard.
he dunked on that dude, bro. Or he tried to the dude tried to defend LeBron like he was gonna stop him.
Yeah.
You're not stopping
No,
LeBron.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
It's when you playing men's basketball in the Olympics against the United States, you almost feel dread because it's like there's almost no way I'm gonna win.
If you are not Canada, Germany,
Serbia, which we beat.
or yeah, Serbia, and you ain't got no chance, brother. I'm sorry. Maybe oh no, Spain not because Spain lost to
Nigeria
Australia.
has a good basketball team, but
Just know that NBA basketball has really shifted and gotten a lot of better around other countries, making a lot of other players from different countries participate in NBA on their country, making them a lot better and super. Some of the players that are like Canada are all superstar players on their respective teams.
yeah, exactly. But
And
then America's roster, their first team and their second team, is all superstars.
yeah, the Avengers
Which is
or the Avengers.
insane, though, because, like, oh.
Yes, you know how you want to know why it started? What's the guy's name? His name is Noah something. The third fastest man alive. He's the track dude.
I know I don't remember his last name.
Anyways, he was there was a controversial thing he said about when the NBA calls them world champions. There's two different mixed things. But he said champion of what? The United States, and then there was a whole controversy. He was getting DMs from athletes that he like basketball players, this and that. But he had a point. I mean, think about it. I mean, yes and no. I don't. I mean, the NBA is full of the best players around the world. So I think it should be called. They should be called world champions.
No. I disagree. Actually, it's the same way how the MLB calls their series the World Series. When sure you have some international players, but guess who else has international players? The Premier League, the MLS. Do we call that a World Championship? No. The World Championship is like the World Cup,
All right.
or the
Anyways,
Rugby
okay.
World Cup, or if the NBA has like their big World Cup or whatever. So
Anyways.
I you know.
Okay. Point made. Anyways. Yeah. So because of that comment, he kind of pissed off a lot of basketball people, and yeah, they ended up forming the Avengers, and they have two Avengers teams, and yeah, yeah. So the Avengers, that's what they call them, or the Avengers, you want to call them. Yeah. Those guys are superstars. I mean, they're out of some of them are out of their prime, but LeBron is LeBron. I don't care if he's out of like way past. I don't think LeBron is LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
He is 30, 38, 39.
39 right now.
And he is dominating people still. So enjoy him while he can, because LeBron probably has 2 years left in him. Now that he's accomplishing the last thing he's been wanting to play with his son in the NBA. So
yeah,
now that he's that close, we probably have a year or two left LeBron, and then that was it. So enjoy what he can, because the Avengers are going to win I think hopefully they win the basketball code. Mm-hmm. But I don't see them losing. I think They shouldn't. Hopefully, I mean,
Them
the
losing would
USA's
be
dominated that
such a massive upset, but it's also like such the smallest percentage. It should be like a
since
guaranteed gold.
I think I read a thing where it says since 1992, USA has won 7 out of 8 gold medals in basketball at the Olympics.
Yep, that sounds about right. Unstoppable.
The last one they lost was in 20 no 2004, 2005. I don't know what year that Olympic was.
It would have been
2004.
96, 2000. Yeah, 2004 then.
So that was the one they lost, and it was a bunch of LeBron was still a rookie, and or not a rookie. I think it was like in his third. Anyways, those guys were still young, and then either way, they were talking about how the team was like uncooperative, and they weren't. Anyways, yeah. So USA has pretty much dominated the Olympics since then, and they should still continue dominating. Hopefully,
Yep.
but I don't see them losing. So
Yeah. But
yeah.
besides that, yeah, the Olympics is still going on. It's still very early for the event, so a lot more of the show stopping and just general events will be happening over the course of the month.
Can I talk about one thing?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know what the name of the competition is, but it's like the shooting competition.
Yeah.
And this and that. There's like a cool picture of this girl, or like it was like a meme. Like John Wick has been quiet since then. You know what picture I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's the girl with the
All
shooting
right,
glasses
well,
and stuff.
anyways, I think that event finished a couple days ago or yesterday. I don't know when.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy in second place is from Turkish or Turkey.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a Turkish dude. I saw. No, I know
Okay,
what you're talking about.
if y'all don't know, that man came in. I think he doesn't have the license for it. He didn't have the proper eyewear, and he came and got second place.
That man's with no gear and just finished second, which is insane to think about.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I read he doesn't have the license to compete in that type of thing, but because of the Olympics, they don't really need that as long as you right.
As long as you qualify in some sort of tournament, I'm not sure what the shooting qualifications are, but he qualified to make it and got a medal.
He got second, and he was wearing. Usually they have like these special glasses for blur and stuff, but my guy showed up with his regular glasses. He shot, put his head in his pocket, and got second. So it was pretty cool. I think it was pretty interesting.
Yep.
I think they said he wasn't like a professional shooter. He was like, and he ended up qualifying for the Olympics, and he ended up getting second. So that was pretty cool. It was pretty funny. But that just proves that you could do whatever you can in life, whatever you want in life, because that dude just doesn't have the certain qualifications to even be one of those. So he's probably just some regular Joe who has good aim.
Yep.
And qualified, and then now he's there. So
there he is. He should be in the next John Wick movie because that would be amazing. But also in the shooting competition, America got 5th, which is insane. But there's a joke that people have been making, and I cannot say it on here, so I will not say it on here.
Okay, if you say it, but believe it.
I can't.
Can you believe it? Okay.
No. It's a reference to something that happened a few weeks ago. Aim missing, and but you get that.
Anyways, we'll skip on. We're finished with this topic.
The last big thing for the Olympics, at least U.S. based, U.S. Men's gymnastics actually got a medal for the first time, I think, in almost 20 years. We finished with a bronze medal because the American men's gymnastics team they worked really hard for this because obviously, our women's gymnastics team is the best in the world. We have some of the best players in the world, but the men's gymnastics program has been struggling a little bit. So being able to finally have a medal for the first time in this massive drought has been a big accomplishment for them. So congrats to U.S. men's gymnastics. But we'll have more Olympics coverage for you guys over the next month because it'll be going on for the next month. So this is going to be a recurring topic for a little bit. But next, Marvel fans have been rejoicing and complaining because Avengers Doomsday has been announced, which has basically been replacing Avengers the Kang Dynasty because of the things that happened to Jonathan Majors. And as a result, of course, Doctor Doom will now be the main big Avengers level threat. And he's being played by I'm sure you all know now, so I'm not even going to
Wait, what's funny is people thought it was Jared Leto. Or wasn't it like a guy who said, "Oh, that's Jared Leto"? Yeah. And it was fucking Robert. Is that you know what I'm talking about?
No, I know what you're talking. Yeah.
I'm like, you said Jared Leto out of all people. You said Jared Leto. Come on, bro. No offense to Jared Leto, or I don't care, but he is not meant to be playing a superhero or a villain in the MCU DC
No.
ever again.
Yeah.
No offense, bro, but you were given what 2 opportunities and you fumbled them.
Mhm.
You fumbled it more as the Joker than anything.
And we all
And
remember also how Morbius went, so we don't need to even talk
I
about that.
never. That's probably the only Marvel movie I've never seen.
And you don't need to see it. That's all I gotta
It doesn't.
say.
It doesn't tie in with anything.
It has like a quick cameo to No Way Home, but that's it. But yeah, Robert Downey Jr., Mr. Iron Man, is coming back as Doctor Doom. Will he be a variant? Maybe. This could be like Tony Stark turns into Doctor Doom because we know MCU is on this big timeline split with everything that happened in Loki 2.
Especially what we just saw. If y'all haven't watched Wolverine, have you seen it?
I have not watched it yet, so don't say anything. But I do know that the Wolverine in Wolverine is a variant because Logan is supposed to be dead.
So because of that and the way Deadpool is heading, Deadpool is slowly going into. I would assume he's gonna. If the cards are played right, we're gonna get the X-Men, all these movies within before Secret Wars comes out. Obviously they didn't announce everything yet, but I'm assuming they're doing this to get all the. And we're getting. I would assume. They just brought black. But they brought back. Holy crap! A bunch of characters.
Yeah.
But a variant. Especially, I mean, I'm pretty sure what we just, if you haven't watched or will watch the pool, is supposed to just somewhat like tease the Secret Wars, because I think the whole Secret War was like a bunch of like universes slash variants are gonna come and fight, right? It's like it's part of like the comics, right? Something like that.
The Secret
Or I don't
Wars
know
is
much about
more
it.
so it's supposed to follow off from the Samuel L. Jackson series. The what was it? The one that Nick Fury and the aliens that were pretending to be humans.
Secret Invasion.
Yeah, it's supposed to pick off from Secret Invasion, where that group is now really like waging war against the humans in an outwardly way, which is what Secret Invasion
Yeah.
was setting up for at the end of its last episode.
Well, yeah, I know, but like,
Because
I mean, I
Secret
would
Wars doesn't
assume
have the big multiversal war. That's supposed to happen in the Doctor Doom
Doomsday.
one, yeah, Doomsday.
Which is it gonna happen or no?
I would assume it will because sure you don't have Kang anymore, but you still have the setup where you're gonna have the collision of all these worlds. Like you said, Deadpool is clearly setting that up because I know there's also Deadpool variants, and I'm assuming that this Doctor Doom is going to be a variant because I would not be surprised if the MCU brings back even more of their cast, but as different variants. Because that's how this whole thing is set up. We have branching timelines, and it has to come to this big
Well,
conclusive event.
we did see in Loki where Kang,
Mm-hmm.
there's different versions of him in that big stadium.
Yeah.
So he said they were variants, and yeah, so we'll see. I think I mean it's a little weird because Downey in his post did say new mask, same task.
Yeah.
You've been hearing about that, right? So
Yeah.
who knows what that means? I mean, obviously, I don't know if it's just like new mask, same task, like I'll come and dominate the movie superhero world again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what the teaser is, but obviously, there has to be a reason why he's gonna be playing this. We don't know if he's gonna. There's like a version of Iron Man where he becomes Doctor Doom slash Iron Man. Or I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I know. Uh, I don't know, bro.
I mean,
But
whatever it is, more info will come out in the next 2 years because this movie comes out in 3 years in 2027. So it's very vague on the info right now.
What one? Secret Wars?
No, of Doomsday.
Doomsday comes out in 3 years. Are you sure? Are you
Yeah,
sure it's not 2026?
because I thought Secret Wars comes out first.
No, Secret Wars comes out after,
Is
which is
after?
2027.
Okay, so then yeah, if that's the case,
I'm pretty sure. I remember it saying, it's that one first, and then the Secret Wars is second.
I think you might be right. Doomsday releases May 1st, 2026, so 2 years. So they're obviously getting in their casting, and they're basically going to start filming like now. to get it all ready, because Marvel films take averagely a year to 2 years to get filming, edited, and whatnot, and leave time for reshoots. So all that will be happening now. Expect to see some Marvel actors in and around Atlanta as usual, because that's where things mostly happen. But
They announced a couple movies, right?
they announced not really announced any new ones. It's what we already knew. They just gave us some more concrete dates.
Saw Spider-Man 4 was the one. Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts,
What's the
X-Men, Fantastic
X-Men?
Four, and then
Fantastic
of course you have
Four,
the new Captain America next year, stuff like that.
which,
What we knew.
well, we kind of weren't sure about the Spider-Man one, right? I
No,
thought we were going to get it
they already
after.
told us that they were gonna. Well,
Well, I know, but I thought we were getting it after Secret Wars. I'm guessing they were getting this before Secret Wars? No, right?
I don't know actually, because I didn't. Honestly, I only paid attention to the Captain America and the two Avengers. The rest, I was like, they're too far out. I'll wait for when they actually get closer. Because Marvel has shuffled these timelines 4 times in the past 4 years, so things
Well,
are still very fluid. Because remember, Secret Wars was supposed to come out first, and then got pushed after, and then got delayed 2 years. So a
we,
lot of things have been fluid with the Marvel timeline.
but I'm guessing we'll see. I'm pretty sure I think Spider-Man 4 is going to come out during after Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
It would just make more sense
That's so far away, but
to see.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, but anyways, we'll see.
Yep, we'll see when we get closer. But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. back in the MCU, which is kind of crazy. But on to less exciting news for my resident Southwest Airlines flyers. Southwest is about to become like every other airline where they will now be charging for your seats. So you'll have like basic economy, economy plus, first class, all the stuff. Because Southwest used to have like just one big class and everybody had the same service regardless. And you just picked your seat when you got on the plane. But now it's going to be like every other airline. And they're going to charge premiums for certain seats. They're also now going to offer overnight flights for the first time in their history. So Southwest is going to it's still going to be a cheaper airline, but will no longer be as cheap as like Frontier, Alaska, and Hawaiian, which is unfortunate because we do need more cheap airlines, but this is how the world works sometimes, and it's not great at times. But yeah.
I mean, I don't got nothing to say. I mean, you pretty much covered it. I mean,
Yep.
it's whatever. Spirit all the way there.
Yep. And then for our final topic, which only was revealed about 2 hours before we started recording this, Squid Game! Season 2 will premiere on December 26th of this year and has already been renewed for a Season 3, which will premiere in 2025 and will be its final season. The trailer came out literally 2 hours ago. It's about like almost a 50-second, 1 minute long trailer that shows a bunch of like athletes in a stadium because, reference the Olympics. But then the athletes start switching into like the Squid Game costumes and you see the villains from like the last Squid Game series. So it's going to be interesting. I like that Netflix has capped it at 3 seasons. Because, some series, the longer they go, sometimes the quality goes down, the writing gets stretched out, and it gets worse. Cough, cough, Game of Thrones. But Squid Game has set themselves up for success, capping at 3 seasons, already ending at a pretty good season cliffhanger, and having 3 years to write, script, and formulate what they will have for their next 2 plots. So
it's crazy because if you think about it, they really weren't planning to make a second season, right?
No, they were, because it had a massive cliffhanger and the dude basically challenged him to come back, and he was like, yeah, I'll come back.
I mean, I thought their whole goal was just to make one, and then ended up, and never one ever knew what happened.
No, they left it as a pretty open cliffhanger.
I guess. Should have just left, bro. Should have got on that plane, bro.
No, man, when the
Just your
challenge
daughter,
calls
bro.
to you, you gotta run towards the challenge.
And he has red hair now, bro.
Hey, he was one of the main characters in the Star Wars Acolyte series, and he's a really good actor. His English is like, he learned English in the past 6 months and speaks English better than some English speakers.
What are you trying to say? I don't speak English?
Not you. Some native English speakers have worse English than he does. So, just saying. But he's a really good actor. Excited to see what he will be doing in the final 2 seasons of Squid Game if he even lives till season 3. Who even knows? But it'll be interesting to see how Squid Game is being turned into like almost a pseudo franchise, especially since we haven't heard anything from it in literally 3 years.
Did we get a trailer like
It was just
a year
today.
and a half ago?
No,
No, like
the very
before.
first trailer was today.
But like there was a teaser there, right?
Nope,
Yeah, it was.
nope.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying to you.
There was teasers.
There was no teaser. This was the very first.
Official trailer for this new season, but there was teasers of it.
No. There is like talking like we're filming Squid Game season 2. We're making sure it's gonna happen, but this is the very first footage from Squid Game. Well, yeah, I think with that, that's about it. This wraps up our episode 37 podcast. Angel, if you want to close us out as usual.
Yeah, like that, like you said, end of the podcast. That's it. I got nothing else to say. We'll see you. No, I'm joking. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload. Comment down below what you like, what you didn't like, and what you have or what's on your mind, and what flavor of ice cream you like. Follow down in the link below. In the links down below. Holy
Check
fudge,
out
bro! I'm
our
losing.
HCS Atlanta vlog, please.
And the previous videos on the channel didn't let me get to it. I'm stuttering because I'm tired, and but I'm not tired. I'm tired, but I'm not tired. You know. But yeah. With that being said, we will see you guys the next.
Bye
See
bye.
ya.